As a plant manager of an ethanol plant, I've been approached with numerous technologies that claim to increase yield and boost throughput. Hi, I'm Bob Miller. Many of these technologies simply don't appreciate the financial and operational realities of an ethanol plant. EdeniQ's Cellunator does. It's durable, affordable, and has produced excellent results. While it's difficult to measure yields day to day, over the long haul we can attribute at least a 3% lift due to the Cellunator. As EdeniQ's first commercial customer, we have gained tremendous experience with both its equipment and the company. We found that the two Cellunators we installed worked best when we used them to process 2/3 of our slurry. With a year of operating experience and with our overall positive experience with EdeniQ, we've decided to go ahead and add a third unit to our system. We're expecting this to allow us to process 100% of our slurry. We're further expecting that to give us a 4% lift without purchasing any additional corn. Either way, it's going to be a $2 million increase to our bottom line annually.
The Cellunators are installed after slurry and before liquefaction. The Cellunators were pretty straightforward to install. Overall, it took about 3 weeks and the plant didn't suffer any significant downtime.
It only took a few hours during a routine shutdown to complete the tie-ins.
The Cellunators treat the slurry made from the hammer-milled corn and water. Ethanol producers have long known that milling corn into a fine flour can increase yields. It's a matter of simple geometry. Smaller particles increase the surface area for the enzymes to convert starch to fermentable sugars. But the smaller the particles, the bigger the headaches and the costs for downstream processing. The Cellunator reduces the average size of the particles in the slurry by reducing the size of the larger particles without increasing the number of smaller particles or fines. In other words, the fines created by the hammer mill pass through the Cellunator, but the bigger particles get reduced into optimally sized smaller particles. The result is more particles in the optimally sized range with no increase in fines.
We're excited to get the third Cellunator installed and running. Having equipment that manages and optimizes particle sizes opens up many opportunities for additional cost savings and process improvements. For example, we've seen a significant decrease in enzyme usage with the Cellunator. And optimizing the integration between a hammer mill and the Cellunators by using bigger screen sizes should result in lower energy costs and decreased solids and backset. Also, backing off on how hard we push a hammer mill should produce less retrograded unfermentable starch that never gets converted to sugars and ethanol. Truth is, we haven't begun to tap all the ways the Cellunators can help us on our operation.
We've been pushing our Cellunators hard for a year now. So far they've required zero maintenance. We do think belts and rotors will have to be changed about every 18 months or so.
We monitor this by performing strobe tests on the belts and by regularly sampling the particle sizes in the slurry.
But it's pretty clear to us that the Cellunator is made to live in a grueling industrial environment. Each Cellunator is powered by a 300 horsepower motor and uses about 600,000 kilowatts of energy per year. That's under a $50,000 annual operating cost per unit. Early testing suggests that the Cellunator could do its job with a 200 horsepower motor, but there are variables such as particles from a larger number 9 hammer mill screen that we need to better understand.
Over the past few months, we've been doing a wide range of characterization testing comparing fermenter performance with either the Cellunators on or the jet cooker in operation. Not employing the jet cookers reduces our usage of alpha amylase by about 40% and saves considerable energy. So, if it comes down to one or the other, the Cellunator clearly wins with the reduced enzyme use and significantly higher yields.
There's never a dull moment in the ethanol industry. The markets for both our feedstock and our products are extremely volatile and to a large extent uncontrollable by us. In addition, government regulations and environmental mandates are constantly changing. So our operations people really appreciate a technology that can help us to adjust quickly to constantly changing markets. And that's one of the things I especially like about the Cellunator, the flexibility it brings to our process. Depending on the price of ethanol and corn, we can use the Cellunator to either back down on the amount of corn we use without decreasing the ethanol output, Or we can push additional starch through our process and make even more ethanol. In short, we can use the Cellunator to maximize revenue or control cost, depending on market conditions. The second thing I like about the Cellunator is that it sets the stage for cellulosic ethanol. The Cellunator, when used in conjunction with EdeniQ's enzyme technology, will allow us to take the cellulosic fibers already present in the corn kernels and convert them into fermentable sugars, and finally, cellulosic ethanol. And in a business where inputs and outputs are so volatile, having that kind of operational flexibility provides an attractive economic benefit to us.
Hi, I'm Mike Crossan, Director of Sales for EdeniQ. EdeniQ is committed to the idea that today's biorefiners are tomorrow's biorefiners. We develop technologies that aim to cost-effectively add advanced biofuel production to so-called first-generation plants. The Cellunator is the perfect example. In early 2010, EdeniQ received a $20.5 million DOE grant to further develop its cellulosic technologies. We have long been on the hunt for a device to uniformly create smaller particle sizes because we knew, and our DOE research confirmed, that cellulosic enzymes are much more efficient at converting smaller particles to sugars. We located a device that had been used for years in other industries to create uniformly smaller particle sizes without creating fines. We worked with the device's manufacturer to adopt the device for use in biofuels. So, the cell in Cellunator is for cellulose. The Cellunator literally attacks the cellulose, but we realized right away that the device could be used immediately to increase productivity in today's production environment, and that's exactly what we've demonstrated at EdeniQ Atoms. Later, in 2011, we plan to have a proprietary enzyme cocktail called Fiberzymes that, when used with the Cellunator, will convert the cellulose in corn kernels to fermentable sugar. That means up to 4 to 6% of the ethanol produced by a corn ethanol plant using the Cellunator and Fiberzymes could qualify as cellulosic ethanol and be eligible for advanced RIN credits. To learn more about how the Cellunator and EdeniQ's other profit-enhancing products can help your plant today, please use the contact form at www.edeniq.com. At EdeniQ, we're changing energy.